I'm furious and you should be too. Biden condemns Trump tweet glorifying violence. At Joe Biden, https://twitter.com/joebiden/status/1266369891445010432 s=21. Enough. This is not abstract. A black reporter was arrested while doing his job this morning, while the white police officer who killed George Floyd remains free. I am glad swift action was taken, but this, to me, says everything. I will not lift the president's tweet. I will not give him that amplification. But he is calling for violence against American citizens during a moment of pain for so many. I'm furious, and you should be too. I will be speaking more about the events in Minnesota later today. If the government starts to shoot its citizens over material goods, but is unwilling to address the unlawful deaths caused by its own police force, you can expect to see this very same scenario play out in every city across the U.S. The citizens will destroy the government facilities and demolish the corporations they protect. Arrest the murderers of George Floyd now, or watch this both continue and spread. The President of the United States believes black people should be shot and killed for stealing, something he has been doing his entire pathetic life. Trump is simply reflecting what his base says. In St. Louis, when peaceful protesters blocked streets and highways, I heard conservatives ranting about how they would have just run them over. They pondered about why the police weren't just shooting them. They suggested that if reporters covering the events got shot by the police, they shouldn't have been there in the first place. Talk about treason and hanging and firing squads. Among a certain demographic, these kind of violent discussions are right out in the open, and they see no reason at all why it would be wrong to do so. They don't give a crap about due process or rule of law at the end of the day. They simply don't want to be inconvenienced by brown people. Why do Republicans hate us for our freedoms? Trump has been supporting police brutality since his campaign began. He is partly responsible for the continuing wave of police brutality. He makes criminal cops feel like he has their backs. Full quote. I will not lift the president's tweet. I will not give him that amplification. But he is calling for violence against American citizens during a moment of pain for so many. I'm furious, and you should be too. ICMR. Biden is already filling the president role we desperately need in these times. He was my vote. Look guys, Biden isn't a perfect person and neither am I. But he is 1000% better than Trump will ever be. That alone is enough for me to cast my vote for Biden, or rather against Trump, for the love of all that is good in this world. Organize, speak up and vote in November. I'd love to know, what pretzel positions are his supporters bending themselves into so that they still support him despite the last 4 years? It's beyond me. He will be speaking about it in Minneapolis today. Release the Biden. I'm glad that Biden is really beginning to adopt the role of being the leader. I'm glad he's so present right now. Trump is trying to push the envelope and either be banned from Twitter and he can claim once again to be a victim, or see just how far he can go in calling for shooting Americans on the platform. Joe Biden has my vote. As a Canadian, I feel like I'm watching the news and seeing a country at war. Not heading for war, but in the middle of a civil war. The fracture between the left and right, police violence, gerrymandering, an insane gap between the haves and have-nots. It makes the French Revolution look like a fight in a schoolyard. The only difference is that wealthy people aren't being dragged into the streets, yet. It's terrifying to see it happen live, but it's the result of constant and oppressive systemic inequality. As much as I wanted to see Bernie Sanders be president, Biden is the choice to make. Change from red to blue America, for the sake of America. Side note, love how Biden has a mask for his profile picture. Subtle, but speaks volumes. The same president that said there were good people on both sides and that they were just exercising their freedom of speech in Charlottesville. Anybody notice the difference between protests? Did you know we can fire Donald Trump on November 3, 2020? To do so you need to register to vote. You can check your voter registration and request an absentee ballot at vote.org. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Not for nothing, but Biden's really turned it around. Did anyone watch this live? Because it wasn't just black people that are doing this. People of all colors were involved, because what happened should never happen to any human, and we should all stand up for those unfairly treated in this country because of the color of their skin. I don't condone the rioting, but those who protested had a damn good reason to do it. For Trump to say he would shoot American citizens should be the last damn straw, and the 25th Amendment needs to be used. We need real change. Vote. That's my president. Biden is the voice we need right now. There's a time for revolution, but it isn't now. We need a uniter. As he said from the beginning, this election is a battle for the soul of America. President Biden. Inciting violence is illegal under the US Constitution and easily impeachable. Biden is responding well to this mess and doing a great job of contrasting himself with Darth Marmalade, hoping that the tragedy of this event can be used to spark a reform of police and highlight how Trump is unfit for office. It's crazy how blindly Trump's base follows him. All the racist yis that I went to school with idolize the man. I still prefer Bernie by _ a lot _, but this response was a great one by Biden. Presidential. If this isn't the final nail in Trump's coffin for the election, I fear for America's future. This is not new to anyone paying attention. Trump is a smoking gun. He gaslights, his cult then acts on it, then Trump says both sides and avoids taking any responsibility. He is a poison. Look, we cannot continue this way. Our current president is clearly suffering from serious mental deficits, and it is endangering the nation. Something has to be done about it. We do not have 6 months to piss around with this. He needs to be removed and Pence should take over, period. It's drastic, I get that, but the situation is untenable. I've been really impressed with Biden lately. He is clearly fed the fuck up and willing to speak truth. Trump is a self-serving criminal racist piece of human garbage. We must vote him out. Period. The U.S. will not survive if he remains in office. More and more Trump is showing how he is a wannabe dictator and is unfit to lead. Biden's victory in November is going to be one of the first sparks of light in a bleak year. If it wasn't already blatantly obvious, a vote for anyone other than the one candidate who can get Trump out of office is directly supporting racism. Those who don't stand against racism are complicit in it. White people were so excited to take up arms and use their Second Amendment right against an oppressive government. They're just mad that black people beat them to it. Trump is an idiot and embarrassment. Firstly, what the fuck? The shooting starts Donnie. What the absolute hell? Is he looking forward to the National Guard shooting rioters? With that being said, why is Twitter acting like this is the first time Trump or any public official has glorified violence? Is there a source that says Twitter flags these types of posts regularly and for other public officials? Because truth be told, what Trump said isn't as bad as what other public officials say, under the definition of glorifying violence. Nevertheless, I hope I'm not coming off as trying to quell the severity of what Trump tweeted, because I'm not. I'm just trying to ascertain the precedent on when/how Twitter flags posts. When did theft warrant a death sentence? Feels like Trump is going for aristocracy days. I don't like looters either, but wanting to kill someone for theft? That is proper olden days tyranny. Also, where are the evangelicals now? Your leader is calling for murder and not a peep. Rules for thee but not for me.